I'm here in Charlotte at the brand new 1010s Motor Club track for a few reasons. First, we're going to catch up with the Hendricks team and chat with Alex Bowman about this upcoming NASCAR season. But mainly, I'm here because of some of the comments I made on my show.
That, to me, is a poor drifting attempt.
Alex Bowman did a nice little edit for you.
He fired back. What? He's a drifter. I had no idea.
I'm out of excuses, so it should be fun.
Well, welcome to the 1010th circuit here in Charlotte. We decided that we would bring the drift cars out to the track today to settle a little bit of a conversation that myself and Alex Bowman got into on X. And as a typical driver would, Alex responded and informed me that he was actually a very good drifter and that his burnout was not as bad as it appeared, and if I would like to try this myself, he would make it happen. So here we are, 6 months later.
Alex Bowman has had a ride of the season.
Now officially a part of the playoffs, Alex Bowman.
Alex Bowman wins Las Vegas.
What's up?
Oh man,
How are
what
you?
have you got me into?
They didn't do you any favors with racetrack location, vehicle, anything. You're in for it.
Jeez.
It's fun. I shook it down on Sunday.
Yeah.
It is like super high commit, blind corner, wide open.
Not knowing
Fun.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I'll probably make a fool out of myself trying to get it sideways the first time.
Well, the e-brake is pretty handy.
Ah, the e-brake.
Yeah, so you have a lot of tools compared to normal, right? Like you have a hydraulic e-brake. This car is a little different than a lot of cars. Some guys have brake setups like this, so the e-brake is in line. So if you're on the e-brake and you go to the foot brake, it'll lock you out. So you got to use them separate of each other.
Okay.
And it's still got like carpet in it and stuff. It's got a center console with cup holders. It's registered and insured. Yeah. Like it's a street car, but it's not.
Right.
But it is.
Yeah. Is what it's not. Well, are you ready to show me what I don't know? Make up for me making fun of your burnout?
I mean, my burnout was pretty poor, but we can...
I'm glad you called me out because this turned into a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy it for sure.
Ready?
Yep.
That was way different than what I thought it was going to be. What a wild experience, though. The crazy part is just his handbrake is what he uses to change directions. But that thing has massive horsepower. That's what a race car should feel like.
And what a perfect time to end an 80-race winless streak. His entire team here. That's a fun celebration. The pressure off the 48.
This whole thing started at really your highest point last year after you won Chicago. The emotion that you had after that race with everything that you had gone through with the injury, and you guys were on a roll. before you had the injury and everything was happening. Not to say you had a bad year, but you know, you went to Chicago, won the race. What was that? What was all that emotion about?
Yeah, I mean, just to overcome the injuries and the lack of performance and all the different things that all kind of came into one, winning there in Chicago. And yeah, it was super emotional. Like I didn't really know what to do or say. You know, as a race car driver, you never want to second guess yourself, but you go a year without winning, and it's difficult. And you start to think, well, you know, I did have a brain injury and I did break my back. Like, what if those things changed me as a race car driver? So to overcome that stuff meant a lot, and yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, and then, you know, you go further into the year and you guys very consistent, running how you needed to run. You have the penalty at the Roval, and you got to deal with all that.
You know, I think the penalty in the middle of the playoffs, like, we still went to Vegas the next week and contended for the win. You know, we didn't let that ruin our year or ruin the rest of our playoffs. Like, we had a mechanical failure at Martinsville, and then we struggled a little bit at Phoenix, but we still did a lot of good things after that, you know, and ran really well. So, yeah, I mean, it was a bummer to go out that way, but this off season really, it's been a bit of a reset for us, but I'm not sure we really needed it. Like, we're in a good spot, and you know, with the momentum we had at the end of the year, we showed we can run as well as anybody, and there's no reason we can't go out and get the job done this year.
And you're able to be a part of an organization like Hendrick, and you have that stability from within, and you have that support. That's got to make it easier in certain situations, and you talk about carrying the pressure of the organization and everything that goes with that. Had you kind of gotten over that part because you were winning races and doing the things that you need to do?
For me, like, the way my career path went, it's really hard for me to like I feel like an imposter somewhat, right? Because it was always scratching and clawing to get, you know, one-off opportunities here and there, and some good Xfinity cars like for Junior Motorsports, and trying to do more with less for some really small cup teams. And to be at a team like Hendrick Motorsports, it's like you got to pinch yourself every now and then. For me, like, it's so.
So do you still catch yourself in that mode every once in a while, trying to scratch and scrape to get and forget?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to go and be kind of start and parkish to winning races and then run middle of the pack and say, okay, today I need to grind out a 15.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I went from the smallest team in the Cup Garage to the biggest team in the Cup Garage. Like, that's
a hell of a transition.
It was a really big transition, and I think, you know, the way I grew up, always working on my own stuff, always, you know, I wasn't going to the racetrack and like with brand new race cars, right? I was always kind of the scrappy, like, trying to do more with less guy, and I feel like that's kind of still programmed into me, which is weird going to work at Hendrick Motorsports, right? Because that is the polar opposite, right? Like, Mr. Hendrick gives us absolutely everything we need to be successful. So, you know, that's a little different for me, but just, you know, appreciative of the opportunities. And like I said, he gives us no reason we can't go get the job done.
How was Rick through this whole, I mean, I've been through not anything on a day-to-day basis with him, but how was he going through the injury and everything that you went through?
Extremely supportive. I mean, the one that stands out to me is just, like, when I broke my back, knowing that I had to make that phone call, and knowing that I did it, like, not in a cup car. I did it doing an extracurricular activity, right? Like, you never want to make that phone call, and he was extremely supportive. I mean, he did absolutely everything he could to help in every circumstance, and there was never like a pressure to get back in the car or pressure, like a timeline, like you need to do this, or like you need to be winning again by this. Like, he, through the whole thing, was extremely supportive. Everybody at Hendrick Motorsports was. All right, enough about me. It's your turn.
Gosh.
You gotta take this thing for a spin.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
We can pick some corners that aren't so blind and don't have so much elevation change, because it gets pretty sketchy up over the hill.
I would agree.
Just do some figure eights and kind of understand how the car moves and transitions.
Right. We'll keep it slow. No high expectations at this point, because my talent level is way below the car's capability.
We could have given him a track with some room. There we go. He must have spun it out. He's doing great. Uh-oh. Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
I think for me, judging off of the cup burnout,
It's different.
this is much different.
Yeah.
This is built to drift. Our
Yep.
cup cars are not built to drift like that.
Yeah.
So the driving technique and everything that just came with that, I think we're going to give him a pass on his on his burnout until the next victory this year.
I appreciate it. I'll
Yeah.
try to do a better job
Yeah.
next time.
We're still going to critique you
Yep.
regardless. What,
I expect nothing
I'm
less.
so happy that you responded because I've never got to do that.
To get to give a cup champion a ride in a drift car,
Oh yeah.
pretty badass for me.
Hey race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.